Hide your children and grab your wine. James Lott Jr. and Mark Freeman take over DISHIN Days. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Well, hello. Welcome back. We did a couple tequila shots while you were away. Welcome to DISHIN Days at AfterBuzz TV. I am your host, Mark J. Freeman, and I'll let him introduce himself because he does it so well. Ladies and gentlemen, to my left.
I'm back, bitches. I am. I'm James Lott Jr. So glad to be back with you.
And where can they find you on social media?
They can
James Lott
find
Jr.
me at James Lott Jr. It is that simple. You can't find me at James Lott Jr. Something's wrong with you.
That's right. That's right. And I think mine's down there. It's written down there if Alexis is doing her job. Let's give a shout out to Alexis.
Oh, yes, I swear it's up there right now as everyone speaks.
The day is approaching, Alexis. Are you getting nervous?
Months. No, it's more along the lines of getting antsy because I just want everything to be done.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, trust me.
I have my outfit already. My mother got it for me, so I'm ready.
Oh,
yeah,
fancy.
I'm going with the theme of the wedding. So
Okay.
I'm ready. Yes.
Okay.
So
Well, I was going to say that I feel your pain, but I kind of decided 2 days before the wedding that we were getting married, and then I went and bought new Converse and got married. New Converse and new jeans. I bought new Converse and jeans, and we went to the park and got married. So
love it.
I recommend it to everybody.
That's so
it was
funny.
so less stressful.
And you can follow her at aTorres890, where all Torres are sold.
Thank you.
That's right.
He's the only person that can get my he's like my PR guy.
That's right.
I will do it, girl.
And where can they find DISHIN Days, James Lott Jr.?
You can find it on Twitter _DISHIN Days.
That's right.
On Instagram and on Facebook, it is DISHIN Days. Go
Yeah.
there and follow. Say something. Tell me how much you love me.
And make sure you go to iTunes and write a review. It's a surefire way to get fan of the week.
Yes.
Wink, wink, wink. Unless you give us 1 star, then you get the boot. And we will kick you out of flag you in the chat room.
Yes.
So we will take phone calls later,
Yes.
but not till the end of the show. James,
Yes,
JLJ,
yes.
as I like to call you.
Yes.
What did you think of this week's Days of Our Lives?
Before we get to Days of Our Lives this week,
Okay.
I got 2 things I got to address.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I'm talking to you guys out there.
Oh,
and
that's
then
right,
the
you
thing.
did say.
Just 2 things I got to address, and we'll get to Days of Our Lives. It's all Shady Sunday, so just get ready.
I love that.
Number 1, it's been going around. This is why I'm addressing it, because I'm going to say it on every show I do tonight, because it's been going around a lot, and I want to just get this cleared out. I am not part of Daytime Confidential. That's the other black guy. Jamie Giddens and Luke Kerr, those are the ones who do Daytime Confidential. Thank you. I don't do Daytime Confidential. I'm not doing the podcast. I've never done it. I'm not associated with them. I know who they are, and I follow them. But people keep asking me when I'm going to do the show again, and when I'm coming back, when's the show coming back? I'm like, I'm not part of that show. You can tweet them. They are on Twitter all the time. They'll answer you back. They talk to the fans. So that's
Daytime Confidential, is that another like this, another podcast?
Well, it's a website.
Okay.
And also they have an audio podcast.
Got it. Okay.
And so people can ask me when I'm like, I don't do that one. So
I don't even watch ours.
There you go.
Shady
there.
Sunday.
Shady Sundays.
Sunday. So I'm just telling
Shady
you. Because I got enough people asking me this. I'm like on my Periscopes, and I'm like, I don't do that.
I was going to
shit.
ask about that because I was like, you usually do not bring this up unless there has been a numerous amount of people.
Yes, and here's the next one, you guys. This is number 2. I love you guys so much. You guys are DISHIN Days are my first fan base.
Yeah.
My first show. Thank you, Peter Ramos. He used to be because of him. I'm here with them.
Let's give a shout out to Peter.
Peter
We haven't
Ramos.
talked about Peter in a
For a
while.
long time.
We love you. Mwah. Miss you, Peter.
Thank you. Peter was the
you're
guy
watching.
who I was dating somebody who was his friend who got me in touch with DISHIN Days.
Right.
And I came on. I'm not going to be returning DISHIN Days, you guys. I've been asked that a lot too.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw a lot of tweets. I'm
I
like,
can imagine.
I know. I love you. I will always pop in.
Yeah.
I will always sneak through.
Yeah.
And I always will fill in here and there because I'm a friend of the show. These are my friends in real life. They're my friends in real life. I will come on through, but I'm not. I can't do 3 soaps every weekend.
Basically,
That's a lot.
here's the inside of what happens. I get a text from Tony or Matthew that goes, "Girl, I can't be there this week," and then I go, "Okay," or I give a thumbs up.
Yes.
And then I text James Lott Jr. and I go, "Hey, girl, you want to come join us? One of them's in the wind." And she says yes or no. So sometimes we get her, sometimes we don't.
Exactly.
So that's
Yes.
basically how that happens.
And there are times when I sneak through here at the end of the shows, but I love DISHIN Days. I love my year on here and everything, but I have other things going on. I can't do this full time.
And we still call her for information about people that we don't know about.
Yeah, exactly. And I still talk to you guys.
I'll be sitting on my couch. I'm like, oh, JLJ, How is Sally related to Fred? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
So that's all I want to get. I want to get those two things because literally I got bombarded with these things. So I
Yeah.
want to make sure I have it. So girl.
Girl, get it together.
Yes.
Girl.
Now, Days of Our Lives itself. Oh, we should. I guess we. So we're not turning the thing yet. Okay.
What did you think of the week? I feel like our answer lately has been the same. But
yes. Let me get a pizza roll.
there you go. We're going low.
Uh-oh.
I gave
That
Alexis
bad,
her
huh?
own plate today.
Yeah, I'm
Look
halfway
at how
through
fancy
it.
we're getting.
Yeah, I'm like halfway through my
Let's
plate.
do a quick little shot here
Yes?
so I can send that
Oh.
to Totino's.
Yes, we love
Even
pizza
though they don't
rolls.
want to sponsor us, we still eat them. Yummy, yummy, yummy in the tummy, tummy, tummy. All right.
Oh my God.
So
yes.
Days of Our Lives.
Yes. Oh, my shirt says Frankie Says Relax. If you're from the 80s, Frankie Goes to Hollywood, they had shirts like this. I had an original like this.
Yeah.
And I got a remake of it.
All right.
So Days itself, there's a lot wrong. There's more wrong than right.
Yes, I agree.
That's the problem. And I think it's happening at General Hospital too right now too. There's, I said this to my Periscope earlier today. We soap fans are smart. We will also forgive certain things.
Mm-hmm.
We like consistency.
Right.
Don't pander to us.
Mm-hmm.
Write good story, and we'll follow it if it's good. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that soap fans will do. That we will follow along. Go, okay, well that makes sense. If you want to try something out, we'll even kind of go with that for a second.
Right.
But when it starts to veer too off, like the first storyline we're going to talk about, I just completely hate the whole storyline.
Yeah.
To me, it's out of character. The things that people are saying, that they're doing. Pacing is really off on Days 2 right now. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about that in another storyline I'm going to talk about later. I have a comment about the pacing on that. It's just, it's uneven. Right now, it's totally uneven.
All right, well, let's get into it so we can start talking about it and start dishing it.
Yeah.
So let's start
Dishin'
dishing days.
girl.
And flip it and forget it.
That's right.
Yay! All right, so the first storyline, and when I lead host, I won't have any interruptions. Well, maybe James Lott Jr. when he gets tired of hearing about Bella Flynn. But we're going to start with Billy and
Yeah.
Damo. This week I had to put like a big umbrella because it was like
Tentacles.
Chad, Damos, Eduardo, Hope,
Abby.
Dario, Abby, Gabby,
Victor.
Eli. It was kind of like a big.
yeah.
They were all kind of intermingled.
Yeah.
So we'll get to some of it later. But let's talk about the Chad, Damos. Basically, some of the bits and pieces that happened. We find Dario actually tells Abby he loves her. Gabby wakes up and asks for Chad. This I thought was interesting, which we can talk about, is Eduardo thanked Chad for saving Gabby,
Yes.
but Dario basically yelled at him.
Yes.
Chad kidnapped Damos. Eduardo threatens
Wait,
to
what?
do. Yeah.
Yes, I
Oh
do.
yeah. Eduardo threatens to do it too. Somehow Hope bugged Damos's phone.
Yes.
Abby confronts Chad about Damos, and then Victor confronts Damos, and now Abby and Chad want to renew their vows. So that's kind of the nutshell. Now let's get into it. So Chad basically has his henchman, who, by the way, was adorable. I don't usually find the henchman
been adorable.
attractive, but I found him attractive.
I usually do.
So he kidnapped Damos, and then, I do think it was,
Another
it was
kidnapping.
funny
Another kidnapping.
when Chad was playing the game on his phone while the guy was beating him up. I'm sorry, I giggled. That was funny.
The thing is, it's just another kidnapping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how many kidnappings can we have in 2 months?
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
It's like this point, it's like you kidnap him, then he kidnaps you, then you kidnap him, and he kidnaps
Yeah.
It's almost cartoonish in a weird way. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, so I guess that whole him playing, they had to add some kind of funny to it, just like
Right.
make something different.
Well, and I think a lot of the things, I'm going to switch over to the chat room here so I can see what people are
Yeah.
saying, but I feel like a lot of people are not happy with how they're portraying Chad. Because I feel like what happened this week and the stuff with Gabby is just not characteristic of the Chad that people have grown to love.
I keep saying
So
that.
I think that that's a big frustration for a lot of people.
But a lot of people are saying, not on here, but I've seen online, they're loving Marcy Miller.
Oh, she was. I don't think I wrote it down, but she did something this week, and I was like, "You go, girl."
Yes.
I don't know what it was. It was just how she delivered a line, and it was just so like there was so much behind it than just saying the line, and I was just like, "Oh, she is so good. She is so good."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like her, but some people are saying in the chat room they don't see chemistry between Chad and Abby. Which I do see it.
I do see
it.
that.
I see
I
it.
definitely see it.
I think they're playing too much with them. We're adding this whole Gabby thing in there.
Well, but here's the thing too, and I think this is the good thing about the whole storyline with Abby, Gabby, Chad, Deimos, and I'm actually even going to add Eli in there now because I really am enjoying him.
Well, I think Eli and Gabby should get together.
Yeah, but I think what's so great about the 5 of them is there isn't a weak link.
Well, sure,
And
sure,
so
okay.
I see chemistry with Eli and Gabby.
Okay.
I see chemistry with Abby and Dario. I see chemistry with Chad and Gabby, and I think a lot of that is their acting abilities and that they can step up and you feel the connection and whether they get along in real life or they don't get along in real life, and we all know that a lot of times the super couples don't get along in real life, but because there is some sort of energy, even if it's a negative energy, people can see that on camera.
Yeah, I agree with
but
that.
I think they all do get along. But I will give them props because I love those 5.
Okay.
I think that they're they're the big guns right now, in my opinion. And I'm glad that they're leading the storyline. Now, the storyline itself,
I don't like it.
It's just,
I don't care for it.
It's what's funny to me too is like how this keeps dragging out.
Yes.
But then we have Kayla and Trip and Steve,
fast,
and it's just like boom, 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 boom,
pacing.
which is fine. I'm okay with it, but it throws me because everything else is taking so long.
Yes.
But then this, we're like wham, bam, wham, bam, wham, bam, and it's probably because they want to get to something.
Yes.
Which is fine, but yeah.
I just said that pacing is a weird thing, and on this one, I don't. I guess maybe I want it written differently. I guess maybe this is me. I just think it's not just that I want Abby and Chad back together to be back together because that's the next thing, but I don't feel like they're playing it that way.
Yeah. Well, I may be alone in this, but because you know I love ballet.
Yes.
I don't care that they're not 100% back together yet.
Okay.
Because I get fearful when that happens because then I feel like then they kind of get dismissed and they don't really give them good stuff. So I'm okay with it taking a little while.
Okay.
I just wish, again, I was just talking to someone outside before we came in about it, and he's like, well, you know, soaps are the same. It's the same formula. And I was like, but why does it have to be? That's what gets under my skin. It's like the shows on TV that we end up liking are the ones that are different, the ones that are new. And then what happens is they do something new and clever, and then everybody tries to duplicate it. And then those don't do as well. Like, how are you not getting this? That you got to keep coming up with new stuff. So if you keep recycling the same writers, yes, you're going to get the same storylines. So bring in somebody new, Mark J. Freeman. I'm happy to come into the writing room.
Oh my God.
And bring Jack back.
Yes,
and get this show back on track.
Yes.
I don't know.
No, my thing is, what you're saying is partially true. The part of, okay, so soaps have 5 or 6 basic storylines they do. But it is about doing the twist on them. Nowadays, the soap's been on for like 60, 70, 80 years at this point. That's the difference. And we were talking about Bold and Beautiful earlier. They do a lot of triangles. I mean, they do the same. It's a small cast. It's a half-hour show. But they managed to do a twist that we all didn't see coming. And it's driving story. So for Days of Our Lives, I don't mind triangles or like you kind of feel feelings for this person, but it's like, where's the twist that we can all get behind? Yeah.
Well, this was the other thing, and you actually were talking about this earlier, and this is what I was jotting down on my notepad with. You were talking about the consistency of things, and it was interesting to me because a lot of people were having issues with Gabby and Chad, those flashbacks, those fabricated flashbacks.
Yes.
Well, this was really interesting, and I wish I would have wrote down who it was that posted it. It was a fan on Twitter, and I did see it, and if you guys know who it is and you want to write it in the chat room, or if it was you, definitely let me know, and I will share it with them so people can go and look at it. But somebody posted a clip, a legitimate clip from Days of Our Lives.
I saw it.
Of Gabby. I think it was Gabby, Will, and Chad. And Gabby says how much she hates baseball.
Yes.
And she's like, no, I don't want anything to do with it.
I saw that.
And I just thought it was so. And I love you guys that you remember that kind of stuff because once the week's over, I'm usually kind of like it's gone. I can barely remember what happened on Monday when I see Fridays. Thank God for my notepad. But I love that you guys do that kind of stuff, and I thought that was quite interesting that they posted that. So I don't know who it was, but
Betty Jean is right. False history doesn't fool fans. You have to almost assume at this point in the soap world, most of the fans you have now are not new fans. There are a few. but they're mostly longtime fans who've watched at least 2 years or longer, at least.
Sonny, Will, and Gabby. Sorry, thank you.
Yeah, Sonny, Will, I saw that. I posted. I think people need to understand, so the writers need to understand that continuity and consistency of story, especially in soaps, we're going to remember that.
Yeah.
So someone is going to go back and, I mean, yeah, you probably don't have enough time either, but I don't have enough time to do it, but you have enough time, people are going to look back and go, wait a minute, there was a conversation. You know, and maybe in a different chat, or maybe it doesn't matter what it was, but they're going to find it. It's your job to really do that.
I think this is interesting. Donna Grizzle just said, I don't want to see a young, handsome dude like Chad tied down to anyone right now. I kind of just want to see him play the field, to be honest. So, I don't know, that's interesting. That's an interesting point. And I agree. I agree with that to an extent. And I think that's kind of why I don't want them to necessarily be back together. I like that there's some sort of conflict.
But here's my problem. Before that, they fought so hard. That's the only problem for me, is they fought so hard to be together. And she was presumed dead. So for me, it's just hard for me that they should be continuing that where they left off, so to speak.
Right.
It would be different, of course, because she died in a different person. But I feel like the end game should always be for them to get back together. Yeah, you like Gabby, and yeah, she may be flirting with Daria, whatever. That's fine. But the end game should always be, at least to us, the audience, letting us know that she still longs for maybe that life she had with Chad before and Thomas. I mean, I just think there's something to be said about that.
Right.
You know, just kind of, and we not put them together right away, like you said, but it's kind of like, you know, massage that a little bit.
Or some more courting.
Yes.
Some more of that kind of
Yes,
stuff.
I agree with that. I just think they go a little too fast sometimes. They just kind of, or they try to manipulate us to think, now they're together.
Yeah.
These two love each other now. These two love each other now. Like, well,
I think the only parts of the Deimos storyline that I enjoyed were
Eduardo.
when my boy Victor walked in the room.
Oh,
like all the scenes with Victor and him, I just light up. I smile. It's fantastic.
Yes.
So if there was a bright side to it, that was
Yes.
it. I don't understand how Hope bugged Deimos' phone, but you know, Hope can do no wrong in the eyes of Days of Our Lives. So
Stop it.
sorry. Yeah, and then it ended with Abby finding out about Chad beating up Deimos and all that, and that they kind of somewhat resolved it, and Abby suggesting renewing their vows and taking a second honeymoon. So that's kind of where it is. I don't know what's going to happen with Deimos.
Right.
If Eduardo's going to now try and do something to him too, I don't know. I don't know how much longer he's on the show. So.
And that's the other problem too, is we know that Vince Irizarry's leaving.
It's hard. It's even with the next storyline that we're about to talk about.
Yes.
It's hard for me to invest because I know that Ari's leaving. So I'm like,
I agree. I totally agree.
I just don't know how.
We're talking to Nicole and Brady next, of course.
Yeah.
And Brady talks to Marlena, says goodbye to Victor, takes Tay with him. You know, Brady tells Nicole she wants to continue the charade. He loves her, which to me, on some level, he does love her on some level. But they have been through a lot together. We've literally have seen it on screen.
Right.
Their relationship.
Right.
So I have no problem with that part.
Me either.
Daniel's heart.
Oh, girl. Did you see how I put it in quotes?
I know.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
Yes.
It's all this was all leading up to. The writer's like, we got to be able to say he's got Daniel's heart. I knew it. As soon as I heard it, I rolled my eyes and I was like, oh, of course, here we go. Get it out of your system. Say it, say it, say it. Let's move on.
We meet Hillary's husband, who watches porn.
Yeah, that was hysterical.
Yes, and Scooter says Nicole Bridges looks familiar, of course, because her porn passed. Because her father made her do it. You guys remember that storyline? It was a long time. Her father came back on the show and terrorized everybody.
Right.
They were in Puerto Rico. Maybe. And Chloe goes to see Deimos about Holly and Nicole.
Yeah.
You know, again, she's leaving. So, and Brady, I just don't. I know he's clueless and hapless half the time, and he even said Eric talks about it all the time. But I feel like they're friends. Again, I guess I want different writing. I think he should just be with her as a friend, and let's kind of make a plan together as a friend.
Well, I'm going to defend it again a little bit, because first of all, we have to remember that Teresa just left him. Remember that he doesn't know why Teresa left. Like, we know why Teresa left. But in his head, she just abandoned him. So he's in a very emotional place. He does have a connection with Nicole. I think it's kind of the same thing as what's happening with Jen and Eric. They have something in common. They're both hurting. They know that they can be together. So I'm okay with it. Again, I'm not invested in it because I know she's leaving the show. So even if they do get together, I know it's for a short amount of time.
And part of it what kills me is poor Brady again.
Yeah.
It's like it's just the writers and just keep dumping on Brady. Like, is that just his role? I feel like Eric Martsolf is better than that.
Yeah.
Or deserves better than that. I feel like, so once again, I mean, he gets every woman, basically, in the last, 5 years, is basically just dumped him or died, or, I mean, it's just, he can't catch a break.
Yeah.
Almost like Nicole for so long with babies. It's like she had so many different times when she lost babies. Like, just at some point, again, back to our own comment, originality or a twist on a situation.
Right.
What's going on?
Well, and this is interesting, too, and I want to get your opinion on this, because there was a point where Chloe was talking to Maggie.
Yes.
At the Brady pub, and we got the first inkling of possibly where this may go, because she was trying to convince Chloe to do joint custody.
Yes.
Because she even said her, and I love that Maggie said this, or they had Maggie say this, whatever, was that the reason you were keeping this baby from her was because of Deimos. Mm-hmm. And it's very clear now she wants nothing to do with him. She is done with him. Mm-hmm. She doesn't want him near the baby. You need to stop. Mm-hmm. You need to let her have this baby. You need to agree to joint custody so that you can see her sometimes. Otherwise, she's going to go, and you're never going to see this child again. So that made me happy that conversation happened.
Well, it reminds me of years ago when Vivian took Kate's egg and got pregnant with Philip. It was a complicated thing.
Well, I don't know if you watched that week, because I don't think you were on here, but there was a scene with Eduardo and Kate, because Eduardo's been helping Chloe try to get the baby back.
Okay.
And Kate comes over and sees what's going on, and of course she doesn't like him with Chloe anyway. Yeah. But I love that they did. They talked about it, and she said, "Look, I've been there. I know what it's like when somebody does this. You can't do this to Nicole. This is her baby."
Good.
So we were all, we did talk about how glad we were that came up. I had forgotten. I mean, I didn't forget, but I just,
but that was
I didn't make the connection.
Storyline. That was a major storyline, because she carried the baby and gave birth to it, and the whole thing was weird, because it was actually Kate's baby with Victor, but it was also Vivian. It was a crazy time, and he actually liked Vivian for a while. There was a whole weird thing that happened with that, but this reminds me of that. I'm like, okay, well, you did give birth to a child. You know,
I agree. Now they're getting mad at that I'm saying joint custody. I'm just telling you what they said on the show. I don't think that they should necessarily have joint custody, but it's a step closer to her having her own child, or Nicole having her own child.
Right.
I understand that it's not Chloe's child. And then, is it Torianne DeFrancisco? I never believed Deimos was the only reason.
Me neither.
So if there is another reason, then maybe that's going to be another twist on the whole thing, is why she's doing it. Chloe only wants to keep the baby because it's a girl. Okay.
I saw that too. I was like, that's good. Well, I mean, in some case, I have a lot of people in my life having babies. Sometimes that whole thing, I want a boy, I want a girl, is really serious, actually. People I want a certain baby, I want that certain gender. Mm-hmm. It's very serious. And when they don't get that gender, they get upset. Yeah. I've seen it so many times in my own family.
Chloe can have more. She can go get some more Daniel's seeds.
Oh, jeez.
And implant them.
Remember, it was the alien twins. That's a whole other storyline, guys. Gemini twins. That's all I'm saying. But no, I just again, it's one of these things where it's a fanciful storyline which I could get behind. Mm-hmm. But it's Nicole. She's had so many. When it comes to kids and babies, again, are you going to dump Nicole every single time? She gets up, knock her right down. Because I mean, is that just her sole purpose? Well, is that Brady's sole purpose? I think
that that's one thing most of us are in agreement on. Is that they just need to stop and give Nicole this child.
I agree.
Like, it's
ASAP.
You know what I mean? Like, and you know, the writers change. They want to try their things and stuff like that. But you just have to listen to what people are wanting, whether you like it or not. Sorry.
My thing is, look at the ratings.
Exactly.
The writers should look at the ratings and see if there's so much big support for Nicole getting knocked down again. It should reflect in the ratings. Then, obviously, you know, I mean, I know it's not the only storyline on the show that would happen to ratings, but come on, people, it's like, look at what storylines are working and not working. Look at the times when it was really working, what the storylines were. Yeah. There's something to be said about that. I mean, just something, there's something to be said about that.
She only wants the baby because it's Daniel's. Well, at least somebody wants Daniel's child.
Oh my God.
Who's Parker? What are you people talking about? Like, I feel like they're just messing with us now.
Who's
they're
Parker?
asking
LOL.
all these questions.
Oh, I think who's Parker? Like saying where's Parker at? Because I mean, she has a child already.
Yeah.
That's it. See,
that's right.
Soaps do this all the time. They're doing it on General Hospital right now too. That's sticking my craw. They already have a child, but they're focusing on some new baby somewhere, something else, and it's like, what happens to your other children? Like they're not toys. You don't just like, I want to collect another one. I mean, like, it's not how it works.
Yeah.
Where Nicole has no kids.
Yeah.
She has 0 children.
Right.
Like, hello.
Yeah.
And she was close to little Sydney and she was close to
Sydney and Johnny.
and Johnny and all them.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and,
so like and Allie.
what's the other one?
Allie.
Sydney, Johnny, Allie. Yeah.
So I'm like, it's just like, come on. It's like, I mean, just give. I don't know. That storyline's bugging me too. But again, because she's leaving, I'm just trying to watch it out and see what happens. I guess.
Yeah. I don't know her final air date. I don't know if I want to know, but whatevs. All right. The other big storyline this week was the Steve, Kayla, Trip, Jade, Joey.
Here's one I like.
I know.
It said uneven.
Yeah.
This is one, so the results come in. Trip is Steve's son. Thank God. Mm-hmm. I said this last week when I was on. Hopefully now Joey and Trip can have scenes together.
But I love.
Yes.
I may be the only one that enjoyed it. That how Jade, right when they announced that he's the son, Jade's like, and falls down the steps. I'm like, girl, you are just stealing his thunder.
Yes.
They're about to light off friggin' fireworks and have cake, and here you come tumbling down the stairs.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I thought it was funny.
Yes.
But go ahead, sorry.
She almost overdosed too. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah.
And Jane Joy just has Trip. She brings up him killing Ava again.
Mm-hmm. And they keep doing that.
Yes.
She keeps saying, "Don't worry, your secrets." It's
Yeah.
almost like foreshadowed
That's gonna come
that
out.
she's going to be the one that.
See, I don't mind that. That's
Yeah.
soapy. That's
Yeah.
soapy.
Yeah.
You didn't say
I'm okay
setup.
with that, too.
Okay. But I like that Chip asked about the eye patch.
I love
Is when
that
you
they.
asked?
I love that they did that.
When you asked?
I
I mean-
appreciated that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That, and then they talk about Ava, and it does come up that Steve. What was the word he used? He didn't say he murdered her. He said he. Oh my gosh. You guys in the chat room, I'm sure you remember what he said. It was a term he used, and Trip even goes, "Oh, is that a nice way of saying you murdered her?" She had her eliminated or something like that, is what he said. It wasn't what it was exactly.
Everybody likes
but,
Trip. Everybody likes the actor. He's hot.
I
He's
love
hot.
him. I think he's fantastic.
Yeah.
There's obviously going to be something there between him and Jade and Joey.
Yes.
I'm okay with it.
Me too.
I know everybody's giving Jade a hard time.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of
But
this actress.
I actually like her. I don't think I dislike her as much as everybody else.
Okay.
I think I'm okay with it. I think she's doing a good job. I think she is. I think she's doing a good job.
I'm not a huge fan, but I think she could. If the story's good, she could grow on me. The
who?
story's good. Jade. If the story's good, she
Yeah.
could grow on me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think
Neutralized. He said he had her neutralized.
Neutralized.
Thank you.
Thank
Who
you.
was that? Colleen. Thank you.
Joey's so soon to be Stephen Kayla's son. Well, Joey's always been kind of a little off. So,
And Tori Ann and Linda C. and Amy. Thank you all for
Yes.
adding the neutralized.
yeah, I know. I love the storyline. It's rooted in history. Mm-hmm. It's believable. It's a new twist on something. Like, he has a grown son. He has a son now. Like, okay, that's interesting.
And then the week ended, their storyline ended with Joey saying, well, they're not telling you everything. So they're leading it to make it look like he's actually going to tell him that he was the one that killed her.
Yeah.
Because he does know that she was suffocated. And that kind of set off a red flag for Trip that that he was like, well, if you're an IS agent, you suffocate him with a pillow. How many IS agents do that? So he's already starting to question it.
Which could be a good story. It could be a good conflict for Joey and Trip.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that. That's fine. Brotherly conflict. They didn't grow up together and they're not close on purpose. I mean, like, that stuff I can handle. That's what I said. This storyline to me, you said pacing was fast. It was crisp.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, had history in it. I'm all in.
Joey needs a haircut. I don't know. I don't mind it.
I don't mind. I've always had a question.
I don't mind. Well, it was funny too because when he came here, he actually had already started letting it grow out because he even said that people don't recognize him because he's let his hair grow out. But in the show, it wasn't long yet.
Yes,
so
yeah.
I just think we saw it a little bit before.
Karen says she finds Jade uninteresting and predictable.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I mean,
there you go.
everyone's entitled to an opinion. I'm not gonna poo-poo anybody. You're all entitled to your opinions.
Exactly.
I may not agree with them, but you're entitled to your opinions.
But the storyline itself, I don't mind it. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, to me, finally, it's, like I said, uneven. This is a storyline that's actually decent.
Nishelda Pierce says, I don't see Chad as a sexy guy. What?
Oh, stop the show.
Let's flag her and
Stop the
kick her
show.
out of the... I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm
stop.
kidding.
I was like, whoa, hey, whoa.
No.
Hey, whoa,
I'm
whoa.
kidding. I'm just kidding. You're entitled. That's good. One less person going after him. I get him.
Oh my God, I love it.
I get him. Well, I mean,
saw that.
Gina's
Wow.
got him, but whatever. Technicalities. I'll work
love
around
it.
those.
I love it.
So those were the three main
storylines,
the main
yeah.
deals this week.
Yes.
Let's get into some tidbits.
Oh, I have some. Oh, yeah. The first one already.
So Valerie takes the job
Yes.
at the office.
Good.
And I loved the scene with her and Abe when Abe tells her he loves her and he says he likes fighting for her. I really enjoyed it. I'm guessing you did.
Shady Sunday. I just, I'm happy to have my man James Reynolds have a storyline. Thank God. Vanessa Williams is great. Great addition to the cast. Like see some black folks in Salem. All that said, again, the pacing to me, it's like you love her. I mean, I knew you knew before, so there's some history.
There's a history,
but I don't know. I just he's been so single for so long since Lexi died that I would think it would take him longer to fall in love. Like, why aren't we mentioning Lexi? Why aren't we talking about kind of like,
Well, he said that you're the first person I've said this to since she's been gone.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess good for them.
What?
Stay blessed. I don't know. I'm like.
Oh, he hates hairy dudes. Oh, that's why you don't like Chad. Okay.
It's about Chad still.
Wait.
Get off of Chad.
Mark, Chad, a.k.a. Billy, is my man. Cue dramatic music with dramatic eye look.
That was Candace, man. I know Candace. They're good. I know Candace.
Candace, I'll meet you in the back alley, girl. I'll fight you for him.
I just think it's some people agree with. Some people agree with it. I think it's a little rushed. I think it's fine. I'm glad they're the storyline. I'm glad they're together. But I'm like the love you thing. I'm just like, really? I'm like, I don't know. I just don't see it.
Brian Miller thinks that it's moving too fast.
Yeah. But I'm glad they're together. I'm glad they're together. Just kind of pace it out a little long. I mean, like, let them go through a little more. Give them some more screen time. Like, get a little more stuff, and let's see it. And like, show a mature couple getting together after all these years, and helping her deal with the fact her son has a new family, and just deal all that, and him dealing with Theo. I just like just show us a little more, and then.
I don't know.
You don't mind.
I guess everyone's saying they think it's rushed and they don't like it. Somebody said, "Oh, Faye Walker. I want Faye Walker."
I love to have her back. I love to have her back on the show.
I would love to have her back on the show too, especially now she's a grandma. So that would be interesting. I mean, I know she fell on a flight of stairs, but you know me, I like to bring them back from the dead. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm just happy that Abe has somebody, that it's somebody that I like.
That's true.
So I guess I'm a little okay with it. I don't know. But it is what it is. All right, what else? And then Abe also talked to Eli, or he tried to get him to, understand what his mother's going through, but Eli wasn't having it. Then Eli went to talk to JJ, and he said he wants to work with Salem PD because he's getting assigned to the area. JJ arrests Rigo.
Yeah, who cares?
Again,
who cares?
Okay, again, this isn't against the actor. I'm JJ as this detective.
Not buying it.
Tough guy.
Not buying it.
I'm not at all. I would have much rather have had him stay a musician, and you know what I mean, and stayed on that path, and that.
I agree.
It fit the character. It fit who he was.
I agree.
And I just feel like they're trying to make him into something that he's not.
When I think I wasn't on the show yet. I think I was off the show by the time when he became a cop. That was super fast. First of all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then two days became a detective.
Yeah. So I get that. I was just so you can do the full real life thing, but I just don't buy him in that role. I just don't buy. Again, nothing against the actor. I just don't buy it. Mm-hmm. Again, I love the musician idea. I wish he was still doing that. But he barely got out of high school. I know. I just don't. His scenes it doesn't work for me. Yeah. Not compared to Rafe and all them. These are like real cops. Can't catch anything. But these are like real people who do. I just can't catch JJ as a.
Just don't. And the scene, I don't know if it was this week or last week, and I don't know if I talked about it last week. If it was, but the scene it was this week. I think it was on Monday. JJ and Chad. When he started interrogating Chad, and I was just I was literally and we all know, sorry, Billy, but Chad goes down like that. You blow on him, and he's like, boom, he's out.
Yes.
But just seeing him try to get in Chad's face and stuff, I was just like, girl.
Yeah.
No. If you even try to pretend that you're going to beat up Chad DeMira, right. I'm not falling for it.
Yeah.
So you're welcome, Billy.
Really, but I think JJ his portrayal is really cute.
Yeah.
But I just don't buy it. It doesn't work for me at all.
But I'm digging Eli. I'll stay with Eli since we're on there.
Oh yeah.
Stay with Eli, and then Eli also went to talk to Gabby in the hospital, and I really liked that scene. I really, truly did. I thought it was cute. I loved how he took her phone. She's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm putting my number in your phone when you're ready." I don't know. There was just something about
I
it.
agree.
It seemed genuine. It
agree.
seemed honest. You know, he's like, "I felt guilty because you were on the date with me and I let you go home alone." Like, it all seemed very justified and believable.
I agree.
And I fell for it. And, you know, I don't know. I think he's charming. He's really growing on
We
me.
don't see a lot of Black Latino couplings on TV,
No.
so I will take it.
Yeah.
No, they did. I thought they had easy chemistry. That's the word I was coming up with, the easy chemistry. And it was very, very realistic. And it's like those kind of scenes, I like those kind of scenes on TV. Because between all the craziness that happens in real life, let's show some of the fun stuff, that kind of the flirting and the talking. And it was cute. I liked
really did enjoy it. All right, so that
good.
was that. And then, so then there was Eric and Jen.
Yes, which I like. See, I like them together.
I do, but I understand people that who don't. I believe it. I don't think it's unbelievable, but again, I think it's because of what they've been through, kind of like Nicole and Brady.
Yeah.
I think they're just being drawn to each other because they both had traumatic experiences. They happened at the same time. They can relate. So that's drawing them together. So I do believe that. It's not being forced on me like Gabby playing baseball.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So I'm okay with that. There was a little bit of Roman trying to encourage
Yes.
them to hang out at the pub together. And then what was interesting was, for me, was the scene with Victor and Eric.
Yes.
Because Victor really, and he
Not
said,
happy. Not happy,
what did he
generic.
say? And I know it's not funny at all.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I giggled because Victor was just like, he said something like, "Oh, you going for a drink? Don't drive." I don't know. He was just being very catty about it,
Yes.
and I'm sorry, it was funny.
Yes.
But he basically said he wishes he never saw Eric.
Yeah.
He can't believe that he's back in town.
Yeah.
That was an interesting scene. And then Eric, that kind of made Eric not meet Jen and create all this stuff with them. Let's see, Jen, Eric, I also dig it, but I wouldn't mind bringing Jack back. I know, I agree.
Right.
Roman needs a life now. Roman's needed a life for quite some time. They haven't been sober long enough. That's true, because I do believe in like AA and stuff. They tell you not to get in a relationship for a long time.
Yeah, for a
So
year.
I'm enjoying Jen, Eric, but he's too hung up on Nicole for it to work. I agree with that. And if she was staying, I would be 100% behind Nicole and Eric getting, and
Yes.
the baby.
Oh, yes.
And then the twist being that Holly is actually Eric's.
Yeah.
Like that he had
Okay.
donated
I
sperm
can
and
do
they
that.
got switched
I can
or
do
something
that.
like that.
Folks are pissed though. They're like, and I kind of thought this a little bit too, that Victor is like forgiving Deimos, he killed Bo, but not forgetting Eric because he killed Daniel.
Right. Exactly. That's true.
I mean,
That's
Bo.
true.
I mean, Bo and Daniel both were important to Victor. Well, like, girl.
Sabrina, Mrs. Robinson Jen with Eric, I can't.
Okay. First of all, are they like that much different age difference? Trying to think.
I mean, if it was real time, yes. But it's Salem time, so people.
Well, I mean, like, okay, so Jennifer and Lucas are brother and sister, and Sammy was his wife, and Eric is his twin. Well, I guess it's. I mean, I don't think it's that much difference age difference. I don't think.
I guess it's because Jen's been such a on the show for a long time, even though she was very young when she started.
Yeah, she came on as a teenager. Jennifer Rose.
I think people just see her as kind of more of a matriarch on the show.
I don't, guys. I think, to me, I see two people who are that are of mature age, because Eric's not that young, mature age, that actually are having a storyline. That, to me, so I see it opposite. I see it differently. I don't see how you guys see it.
Any bets Xander is really Vic's son.
Ooh. We love some Paul
interesting.
Telfer.
Eric is so hot. Aaron, I'm telling Tony.
Yeah, that's right.
That's Tony's fiance, one of them.
Yes, exactly.
It's not the age difference with Eric and Jen for me. It's their characters. There's no real conflict. They're both good characters. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, because I mean, when Jack and Jennifer, Jack was the bad boy and Jennifer kind of made him the good
Sarah
boy.
will be 40 this year. So he'll be 40 this year.
Yeah.
And then...
Better not be his son. Can't wait for... Oh, so Xander is coming back, from my understanding, I guess.
Jen is the youngest of the super couple crowd. Yeah, so maybe 5... So, okay, 5-year age difference is not that bad.
Yeah.
8-year age difference is not that bad. If you think about it, after a certain age, it's not that bad.
Oh, here. Sorrest in October of 1977. Born on screen October. How do you people know this?
They know this stuff.
Born on screen October 1984.
Okay.
Sorrest. So who is that? Who's
Eric. It's about Eric. Eric
Oh,
and Sammy.
Eric. Okay.
Eric and Sammy.
Born on screen 84. Sorrest in October. Wait a minute. That's backwards. Born. Right? If they had to be born before they could be Sorrest.
No, see, Sammy and Eric were born in the early 80s. I know that for sure. To Roman. So I mean, they're early 80s. They weren't born in 77. Jen must have been born in the 70s.
Oh, they're saying Jen Sorrest in 1977.
84. So it's Jen. Sorry, Jen.
I'm guessing.
She got Sorrest. That's right. She
Okay.
did. Her and Hope both got Sorrest. Because Hope came on as an 18-year-old in 1983. Or 17-year, almost 18. So yeah. So they. Yeah,
I agree, Sabrina. Jack and Jen, best super couple ever.
God, it's so funny.
It is. It's true.
I don't know. Where's Andrew Donovan? I can say the same thing. Where's Andrew Donovan?
Yeah.
Make him gay. But no, I don't know. I just think either way, I don't have a problem with Jennifer and Eric. I think they look fine together. I don't think the age difference is that noticeable. First of all, and I agree with you. They kind of came together for a reason, which is fine. I mean, they've been through a lot together. I understand it. They both have addiction issues. It could be a juicy storyline, though. It could be a really juicy storyline because of all that. I mean, there's potential there, I think.
Yeah.
And I think at some point, you don't need to see Victor, because they're not really in each other's orbits. I mean, Jen doesn't deal with them. I mean, who cares?
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's obviously the route they're going on, and if Nicole's leaving, I don't know what else they're going to do with Eric.
Again, right.
You know?
And here's the thing. The thing about Nicole, she has so much. She's a legacy character. She has so many ties to so many people on the show currently. The hole is going to be really, like when Sammy left, it's going to be a big hole. Yeah. But actresses leave. They leave. People leave. That's what soaps are about. People leave. Yeah. But like you said, it's going to be to see what's coming to everybody who's left behind.
I was just thinking something. So hold on, I gotta think, because you know it's daytime, so they're probably related, and I don't want to jump the gun here.
Okay, I'll take the related or not. Look who's related. I'll tell you.
Abigail. Is a Horton.
Correct.
And a Johnson.
Yes.
So she's not a Brady.
Nope.
So Abigail and Eric could potentially.
They could. But is she too young? That's the age difference between them. I see the age.
I don't think she's too young.
Because Abigail would be, it's like that's Lucas's niece. I mean, it's kind of like that. She's the next generation, isn't she? Like when she played around with Austin and Carrie. Austin was like an uncle, he was older.
Right.
So I think, isn't Eric around Austin? They're the same kind of generation.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying anything wrong. I'm just saying that
I'm just trying to think of options for Eric. And again, we know that Greg Vaughn came back to the show because he was excited about his story and where they wanted it to go, and that's why he returned. So hopefully there's something there that we may not know about.
Yeah, I don't know about.
The other thing that I wanted to talk about, or two more things. One being the Chloe, Eddie, and Kate, because there was a discussion between Chloe and Eduardo of whether they should continue pretending to be in love because it doesn't seem to be affecting Kate.
Yeah.
The answer we never heard the answer, but I don't know. I mean, it's too obvious to me, like that what's going on. So I'm surprised that Kate's even falling for it.
Yeah, I know.
But whatever. And then the other big thing, I guess, small big thing that happened was that Adrian finally chose.
I like it.
Lucas.
Here's something that happened last week, you guys. Wally Kurth was on 2 soaps the same day and got rejected the same day on both soaps.
Oh, how funny.
They tweeted Wally, and Wally and I tweeted back and forth about that. He said he was rejected by Olivia Falconeri. On the same day, he was rejected by Adrian, well, I guess Horton at this point. So he's rejected by 2 women on the same day, but different soaps.
That's funny.
It was beautiful. He did double duty. It was beautiful. I mean, Wally Kurt's like living a life right now. So yeah, I'm happy that that she chose Lucas. I was always Adrian Lucas supporter from a long time ago. I always was. It's about age difference.
Yeah.
But I was always a supporter of those two. I think Justin and Adrian are of the past. I think Justin was one with hope. That's my thing. That's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't mind Justin with hope. I wouldn't mind Eve coming back. A little more Cassie DePaiva.
Yes.
Again, someone else in the chat room said what you said, maybe bringing in an Andrew Donovan.
Yes.
Would be interesting if Andrew Donovan... Hold on again, I gotta think if they're related. Not that it matters with gays because we can't reproduce. But I was thinking if he was gay and he could maybe get into the Sonny storyline. Sonny Paul.
He's not related to Sonny at all.
Or Paul. right?
Right,
No,
'cause Sonny's not Brady.
So right, and neither is Paul. So that's a potential.
Yes.
Putting it out there.
Yes, yes.
NBC Days.
Yes.
So yeah, I honestly thought it was going to be Justin.
Me too.
And kudos to you, Days, because you fooled
Yes,
me.
me too.
Because I
Me
totally
too.
thought that's what they were leading up to. And it wasn't until Lucas started saying he wanted to let her have Justin that I knew, oh, okay, she's picking Lucas now.
Yeah.
So,
Everybody's saying poor Anne
yeah.
because she's all in love with Lucas. So to
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah. Well, and maybe that's going to be a new triangle, is
Yes.
that Anne's going to try to come between
Yes.
them and stuff like that.
I'm in. I'm all in.
So that'll be interesting. And then maybe, and you know what his thing is, and this is the thing is, and this is kind of what I'm saying about Chad and Abby. I get that Adrian and Justin are they're Adrian and Justin.
Yeah, right,
How do you
right,
not
right,
want them
right,
together?
right.
But I'm okay with Justin and Lucas. And if it's going to create a storyline with Justin, Lucas, and Anne, say,
You mean Adrian?
or Adrian, sorry,
Engagement.
then down the road, when that all unfolds and there's drama and maybe Lucas sleeps with Anne and Adrian gets upset, now she can go back to Justin.
That's my point.
So that's what I'm saying with the Abby thing. Is like, I get it. We all want them together.
I get it.
But I also want to keep them fresh.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you put them back together and it's all hunky-dory, what's going to happen?
That's true.
Abby needs to get pregnant by Dario or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
no, yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like that stuff has to happen
Yeah.
to keep it going.
That's true.
So Anne and Lucas would be awesome. Amy thinks so.
Miss KDP, we miss Kate. We miss her too.
Yeah. I mean, you know me. I love me some Brian Datillo. So
Yeah. Well, no, we're glad he's working. I'm like, I love
Yeah.
him too. He
Yeah.
can do drama and comedy, so kudos to them using him.
yeah. So that was
week
this
that was.
week's Days of Our Lives.
Like, I think we talked more about than he deserved.
I know, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
All right, so let's get into the segments that we are going to do today.
Yes, I know.
You know what, Alexis, just for shits and giggles, we'll play the sound bites even though that they're not
Yes.
going to be here.
Yes.
So first up, that's not going to happen,
Yeah.
is what I like to call the You Go Girl Award, but it's really the Oh Snap.
Snap.
3 Snaps Award by Tony Moore, which there is not one.
No.
So my
Yeah, I was
3
trying
snaps go
I
to
was trying
Alexis.
Snap. Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
go Alexis. Mine too. Go
I
Alexis.
And then next is,
Moment of the week.
and that's not happening either.
Because there is no disaster because y'all are amazing.
We'll just say that this week, the whole week was a
Disaster.
disaster.
There we go. There we
This,
go.
the after show is not.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. I have to say, since you said that, Alexis.
Oh, God.
No, it's actually sweet. It tickles me to see people tweeting that say that they don't watch Days anymore, but they watch
Yes,
us.
I know.
And honest to God, like that means the world
Yeah,
to me to
yeah.
see those
Yeah,
tweets
we
and
do.
messages because it blows my mind. I'm like, really?
Like,
You don't
I
even
know.
watch the show, but you watch us?
That's-
That means the world. It really,
We
truly
do.
means the
We
world
do.
to
We
us.
love that.
Fantastic.
And we really do appreciate
And
it.
you 141 people who are watching. Me and
Wow,
Mark.
that's more than the Nielsen ratings for Days this week. Kidding.
Shady Sunday.
Kidding.
Shady Sunday. That's good.
All
I like
right,
that.
so now I know you've got a good one. So
Yes.
let's get into James's segment
Look who's related.
I love it.
and tell us who's related today.
Well,
James
Mark
Lott
J.
Jr.
Freeman, you guys out there, this came up a lot. I had a lot. People were tweeting me about all kinds of stuff this week. I'll tell you. My Twitter is crazy. This Look Who's Related is about Eli Grant. So this is going to be something everybody needs to listen carefully.
Listen,
Listen.
we need your
Carefully.
attention. Put your wine down.
Sure I did.
Not just for a second. Don't worry, girl.
Yeah,
I'll let you pick it back up.
I'll be done. Don't worry, I'll be done. But this is something because he's a new character. The family trees are convoluted. The branches are everywhere. They're on the floor, palm fronds everywhere. Let's work this out. Eli Grant is 1/4 Horton, 1/4 Banning on one side. And the other side, he's half of Valerie. So whatever she is. He's a Grant, whatever she is.
Right.
So he's not a Brady. He's not a Johnson. He's not any of those people. Horton, Banning, and wherever Valerie is. We'll say Grant, just to get a
Yeah.
point. So he's half brothers to Scott Banning, who was played by Rick Hurst, who was on
Right.
the show. That means he's related to all the Hortons that are on TV right now. Sierra, Claire, Hope, Sean Douglas, Abigail, Jennifer, Lucas, Allie, JJ, Baby Thomas, Baby Ariana, because through Will and Lucas.
Wait, JJ's a Brady?
No, JJ is a Horton.
Horton. Got it. Okay.
He's a Horton. So that's what I make sure to say again. So it's Sierra, Claire, Hope, Sean Douglas, Abigail, Jennifer, Lucas, Allie, JJ, Baby Thomas, Baby Ariana, Doe, and Julie. Those people he's related to on the show. Everybody else is fair game. He's not related to Joey or Kayla or Lonnie or anybody. He's not related to anybody else people. Just those Hortons are the ones he's related to. And that was a big question for everybody because it's like, who can he date, who can he not? Which is totally legitimate on this show. But he's related to the Hortons. So no Kiriakis, no Brady's. Like he can do any of those people. There's nothing. He's not related to them at all biologically. That's who's related. Eli
All right.
Grant.
Sounds great.
Yes.
Okay, so now I got to pull up my quote of the week. So now it is time for...
Mark's quote of the week.
All right, so I know I got a lot of tweets this week of a lot of people thinking they knew what my quote of the week was going to be. And actually, Matthew Evan Payne texted me. He's like, girl, I know what your quote of the week's going to be already. And I was like, I don't know if you do, but okay, I'll let you think that you do.
Yes.
My quote of the week, actually, this week goes to, and I'm trying to remember who he was talking to. Oh, I think I remember now. Goes to, actually, you're welcome, Eric Martzoff.
Oh.
You're getting it today. He gets it for, I think it was Monday. He was talking, it was when he was saying goodbye to Victor. And he said he was going to take Tate with him.
Oh, yes.
And he said it was my own spin on the Brady Bunch.
Oh, that's okay. Yes, that's good.
That was clever.
Yes.
Mark J. Freeman gives that 2 thumbs up. That was
up.
my quote of the week.
Mark's quote of the week.
All right, and so now my fan of the week is going to, hold on, I took a screenshot. This is how I've been doing it now, so because I don't
good.
forget. Where did it go? What it feel like?
You're saying Billy.
This is okay. So, in my fan of the week this week, and I don't think I've given it to him before, is actually going to go to who actually was writing very sweet texts about or tweets about us being co-hosting today. Jacob Marquez.
Oh yes, Jacob.
Jacob Marquez 83 on Twitter. He wrote the other day. Feels like I'm getting hit with a bag of oranges when I watch NBC's Days this.
On the side of the freeway. That's
I
right.
literally kept looking at it and I could not stop laughing.
Oh,
I
that's
thought that
hilarious.
was hysterical.
That is hilarious.
I've never been hit by a bag of oranges, so I don't know what
I
that
don't
feels
either.
like.
I don't either.
But I
Painful.
think
Painful.
I
So
get
painful.
what you mean, Jacob.
Yes, I think so,
So
too.
you, for that,
That's
making me
good.
laugh, you get my fan of the week.
That is good. That is good. And those oranges on the side of the road. I love them on the freeway. Mm-hmm. Here in LA.
So let's do some news and gossip, and then, because I don't have very much, and then we can maybe take some phone calls. All right, so I guess I'll start with this news because I don't know if some of you were following my Twitter and my Facebook and stuff, but if you haven't heard, Matthew Evan Payne and myself will be on the red carpet for the Daytime Emmys this year. So hopefully we'll have a whole bunch of fun videos to post, and you guys can see. It's going to happen on the red carpet. If it doesn't happen before, then it's going to happen on the red carpet.
Yes.
Mark J. Freeman is going to come face to face with Gina,
Oh.
because you know she's going to be there with her man.
Oh, okay.
I mean, my man. So it's going to happen, and it's going to be. Thank you.
Yes.
So I have to prepare myself
Yes.
for a bitch slap.
Yes.
From Gina
Yes.
Flynn.
Yes.
Also, on June 3rd in Toronto, Sabrina has her event, Start of Summer Bash, with Billy Flynn, Eric Martzoff, Robert Scott Wilson, Rob Wilson, whichever, and now Vincent Irizarry. They will all be in Toronto. For more information, just follow Sabrina. It's and I know you've told me how to pronounce this, Sabrina, and I'm going to still butcher it, but I'm going to try it again. Micheluza 3. Micheluza 3 on Twitter, or you can go to eventbrite.ca for tickets and information on that. Also, I meant to look more into this, so I apologize in advance, but go to yournumber1fan.com. Looks like Jen Lilly will be in Orlando on November 4th. I know that's a far ways away, but I saw her tweet something about it,
Yeah,
so
so,
I
yeah, I don't know
took a
what's going
screenshot, and I meant to look it up and see what it was from. So if anyone's in Orlando and you want to see Jen Lilly, you may have an opportunity in November before Day of Days.
I was just texting with you the other day.
Oh, really?
We were texting about something. I was like, my love is Jen. I miss her.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that this week. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I miss her being on the show.
Yeah.
All right. So the number to call in, and I know some of you got it on your speed dial, 424-253-0749. So feel free to give MJF and JLJ a phone call. And I think we actually
Yeah, we
have
do have
somebody
one.
calling in. So let's see who this
Yep,
is.
just a second
Let's
here.
answer that call. Dun, dun, dun.
All right.
And I think you're on the air with us, Audition Days. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, Mark. Hi, James. It's Lonnie.
Hi, Lonnie. How are
hey,
you?
How are you?
I'm doing good. I have a expression about what you're talking about today.
Okay, please share.
And a point.
Okay.
When James was talking about who's related,
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering when Hope's son Zach was shown by that young actor.
Mm-hmm.
I read it somewhere where he's going to be playing a new character on Days. Who is going to be associated with Sierra?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know what your question. I don't know. You say the guy who played Zach in that one scene with her.
Yeah,
It's gonna come back.
yeah.
I don't know anything about that, so I don't.
Back. I read it somewhere that he's coming back and he's going to be associated with Sierra.
Oh, I have no idea. So
Oh, that's interesting.
interesting,
I have not
yeah.
heard that. But again, I don't read a lot of spoilers,
Yeah, me
so
either,
you
so I
probably
don't-
know more than I do.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a spoiler. I
Oh.
read it somewhere in a magazine.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And you had another question? Or that was it?
Yeah. Whatever happened to Peggy
McKay?
who played
Caroline
I
Brady.
don't see her anymore on Days.
I will say I don't know what's going on with her, but I will say from what I saw the last time I saw her in person, she was moving very slow.
Yes, I agree.
She had a cane. I'm just guessing she's probably just getting up there, and it's just hard for her to do the job. That is a complete guess. I do not know what's going on.
Or she hurt herself.
Or she hurt herself.
She's recovering.
Yeah, so I don't want to start any rumors, but
Yeah, we don't know.
that's my guess is that she's just not around that much. What happened? Oh. All right. So yeah, thank you, Lonnie, for calling in. I'm sorry
Thank you, Lonnie.
your boy Tony Moore wasn't here.
I was just saying smart. Bye, James.
Bye.
Mark.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Looks like we have another phone call. If we want to take this one. Let's see who this is. Ooh,
Oh, wow.
screenshot.
A screenshot.
Love
Sorry,
it.
so late for work.
All right, you're on the air on Audition Days. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Mark and James? This is Jacob.
Hey, Jacob.
Jacob.
So you got the fan of the week. So yeah.
Oh, Jacob,
the
our
bag
fan
of
the
oranges.
week.
The bag of oranges.
Yay!
So much.
I hope you're not
And I just want
bruised.
to say, the show was okay this week. It was just boring. But the only complaint I have is
Sorry, I missed the
Yeah.
last part. What did you say again, Jacob? Oh, did we lose him?
I think we did.
Okay. Well, thanks, Jacob, for
Oh,
calling.
Jacob, our fan
Oh,
of the week. We lost him.
Yes, lost
Oh,
him.
but it looks
Thanks.
like we have another one.
Yeah.
So let's see who this is. Who is on the line? You're now on with James Lott Jr. and Mark J. Freeman on Audition Days. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Christy of Liaison Radio from New Orleans.
Christy from Liaison Radio of New Orleans.
I love New
Way
Orleans.
to plug your show.
I love Norlands. I love Norlands.
Thought I throw it in.
Yes, I love it.
James, I saw you on my friend's show the other night.
I was on
Party.
Soap Party 411, you guys, up there. There's a great 2-hour conversation we had. It was wonderful. Yes, I loved
fun.
it. I totally loved it.
Christy, are you the one that messaged me?
Yes.
Okay, now I know who you are.
Yes, you are, yes.
I'm sorry. There's a lot of names and stuff, so I do apologize.
I know.
I do
You're probably
apologize.
Updated with messages. So it's all right.
What was your question or comment, or you wanted to hang up on us? What did you want to do?
I know.
No, I love you guys. Oh my
Aw.
gosh.
Aw.
I love your laugh.
Oh,
You guys laugh.
wait,
my
mine
God.
or James?
I get it all the time. I get the laugh all the time.
You like his or mine? Come on, Christy.
But I do have a comment though.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
she's not
good.
going to answer. Go ahead.
So-
Good. Smart girl.
Don't
I
answer.
have to represent for the Chad and Gabby fans out there.
Okay.
because
Okay.
You guys say, that it seems like there's a consensus that Chad and Abby are like the core fan base and that
Mhm.
everyone wants them back together, but that's not really the case.
Okay.
So, I just wanted to put it out there that a lot of people have been pulling for them, especially since last fall. They reconnected. They have a history that
Mhm.
not a lot of people know about,
Okay.
despite the fake flashbacks.
Mhm.
Yes,
So-
yes.
I'm really pulling for them. I mean,
Okay.
I think they have an insane amount of chemistry, and it would be incredibly they would be completely dropping the ball if they didn't have them get together. Like, have all this angst and
Okay.
not have a payoff, which I'm hoping they have a love scene. I
So,
really am.
so my guess is that in typical daytime Days of Our Lives fashion, that ball will get dropped.
Probably. And you'll be happy because his shirt will be off.
Because
so.
it's 5 months from now, and gosh only knows what's going on in that
Yes, that's
studio.
true.
So, but no, I agree, and it's funny too because I do agree kind of what you're saying is like there's this. I feel like there's a love-hate. Like at first, everyone's like, "Oh no," because they do have a history and they do have this and they do have that, but then they don't like it. And I think the thing that bothers people isn't necessarily that the history and stuff. It's that they fabricated this whole baseball thing that was
Right,
obviously
the fake flashback.
ridiculous.
I agree.
And actually, we didn't talk about it earlier, but in this week. He says to Gabby, "The only reason I did it is because I knew you would catch the vial." And I was like, girl,
Girl.
come on.
Yeah.
So, thank you for that insight, Christy.
No, you are welcome anytime.
And I will message you back. I'm sorry it's taking so long. I've been trying to entertain
problem.
this
Thanks
one
for
and my
taking my call.
dogs.
Yes, I was with his dogs today. Sorry, he didn't entertain me.
We had to have mimosas before the show.
Yes.
Of course, I love mimosas.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Thanks
Christy, for calling.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye. And let's do another one. If we got it. Oh, we do have one. All right. You're on the DISHIN Days. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, this is Mike from Hollywood.
Mike from
Mike
Hollywood.
from Hollywood. Not Mike Riley,
No,
but Mike from Hollywood.
Mike
I
from
know. I always
Hollywood.
get my mics mixed up.
I know both of them.
Okay.
I'm Mike from Hollywood.
I'm supposed to be the favorite Mike.
Oh,
Dang.
okay. Oh, that's right, because you're not a Billy fan. You're not trying to take Billy away from me, right?
Yes, I have no interest in Billy.
That's why I like you, Mike from Hollywood.
Yeah.
Mike from Hollywood, what do you have to say? Now is your chance.
Okay. James Lott Jr., I love you, but girl.
I knew it too. I knew
After
it.
the
Mike
train
from Hollywood
wreck
just went up
that
another
is
notch.
Days of Our Lives.
Mm-hmm. Say it again. I'm sorry.
Days of Our Lives. How could you compare GH to the train wreck that is Days of Our Lives?
I said they both have uneven stories happening, and both shows do have uneven stories happening. That part is true.
You know what? I'm not even saying GH is great now. Days of Our Lives only has one story I can bear to watch going on right now.
That's funny. Well, I'm going to say this because I don't watch GH,
Yeah, you watch GH.
but I did watch it one week
Oh, you
because
did.
we were really trying to get
Matthew Cohen.
in, who's a friend of mine. We're still trying. Don't worry.
Plays
I
Griffin.
still text him and annoy him.
Yeah.
But he does have a family and things to do. But I was watching that week so that I could partake in
Yeah.
the conversation, which ended up not coming. So I got to watch a week of General Hospital that amounted to a hill of beans. But I have to say, I will say this in defense of Days of Our Lives because we always make fun of the sets and we always make fun of how it looks.
Yes.
But I have to say, and again, I'm not a GH fan. I've never been a GH fan. But I was like, girl, these sets. I was like, what is going on? What is with that little coffee shop stairwell? I was like, girl, what is this BS? This is BS.
No, you cannot even talk about the set on that show. Days, it's like they running Days on the shoestring budget.
But at least like the pub, at least the Brady pub is like cool, and the Horton Square looks nice. I mean, there's some stuff on GH. I was like,
years when we only saw a booth in the Brady pub.
those days are gone, Mike from Hollywood.
I love it. I love it.
Stop your crazy talk.
And you know, JH had that bench outside. So for a while, for the longest time, she was like, ugh. Like, give me a break.
Where they built Abby's memorial.
Yes.
Thanks, GH. Great
Yes,
fun.
exactly. It's like, oh.
And the other thing I didn't like was in the hospital, like that nurse's station
Yes.
is like a step up. It's like
It's
like a stage. They all step up. I'm like, what is this?
That nurse's station looks like it should be stationed in Afghanistan. It is this show. I cannot believe it. I've been a Days fan since way
Yes.
Not way back for me, because I'm only in my early 20s. So
Oh, okay.
way back when Sammy was with Austin and all that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I've been watching since I was a kid.
Yeah.
That's
I love
funny.
it.
Thank you for calling, Mike from Hollywood. You made me laugh.
Mike, I love you too. That just made me laugh. I can't even comment. It just made me laugh.
Yeah.
I love it.
Go, Mike. They're saying in the chat room, go, Mike.
Go, Mike. I love it. I stand by what I said, but I love it. I love it so much. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for setting it straight, Mike.
All right, thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
Have a great day. And I'll give a shout out to Mike Bowman in the chat room because
Yes.
he wants to specify that he's Mike from Green Bay.
Yes, exactly.
So there's Mike from Green Bay,
Yes.
Mike from Hollywood, and
Mike from
the enemy, Mike Riley.
Mike Riley.
Yes.
Stephen Mike.
There's a lot of Mikes.
There's a lot of Mikes.
There's a lot of Mikes.
There's a lot of
That's
Mikes.
just the thing.
I like
Yes.
them all. I like them all.
Thank you, Mike from Hollywood.
Hey, Mike.
All right, thanks.
And can we do one more, Alexis?
Really quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's James's show.
Last one, because I have a guest on next show.
Okay, we'll
So,
do one more, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yes.
So let's see who this is. You are on DISHIN Days with Mark and James Lott Jr. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Carolyn from Connecticut.
Oh, of course.
Who is it?
Carolyn Topo from Connecticut. Hello.
Carolyn Topo!
She had to call him while I'm here, of course, and make it through. I took one more phone call. I took
Yay!
one more.
See, we took one more and it was you, Carolyn. It was meant to be.
Because I have a guest on the next show, so I'll take one phone
You
call.
guys so sweet.
Carolyn, are you ready to rip us to pieces, or are you going to agree with everything we said today?
Hi, Carolyn.
Hi. I would go half and half.
Okay.
But
so you agree with me and
okay.
disagree with James.
I love it.
You can say it. You can say it.
Say
He's
it,
got
go
tough
ahead.
skin.
I do got tough skin. You a girl.
No, I'm playing it PC, but I have a
Okay.
really good suggestion
Okay.
for a drinking game.
Oh.
After watching these past couple weeks.
I love that you call us with drinking game
Exactly.
ideas.
It makes sense. Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense.
But go ahead.
Well, okay, well, here goes. I think every time we could all play a drinking game from home, every time the name Daniel comes up,
Ugh.
or every time the word kidnapping comes up,
Uh-huh.
take a drink.
I like that.
No one would ever have an afternoon.
Well, we probably
Dear
would
God,
never
we're
get.
I was like, we're never gonna get through our
Never,
after show.
ever.
Guys.
Alexis, you're gonna have to watch that week because you're gonna have to take over. We're gonna be passed out on the table.
Okay, I will do my best. Everybody
Yes.
send me links.
We'll let you know. We'll give you a heads up, Alexis, so that you can
Yes.
watch the week's episode.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I have to say, my favorite part this week, personally, was every scene that Adrian was in.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I
Judy
agree.
Evans brought it. I unexpectedly, I mean, I didn't, I guess I wasn't prepared or whatever. I'm crying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is really beautiful. And just their timing. This is when you get three grown-up actors
Yes.
who really bring it.
Yeah.
And it was great. It
Yeah.
was really great.
Like you said, three grown-up actors. I like that. I like that a lot. True.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Very
true.
true. Thank you for
And,
calling, Carolyn.
Well, thank you. You guys have a great week.
Thank you.
Talk
You
later.
too. Always a pleasure to hear from you.
Bye.
Okay, see you soon at GH.
Okay. Yes, I know. See you next. Yes.
All right,
Right.
take care, Carolyn. And that will do our show.
That was fun. I love it. That was
It went
fun.
by fast.
It went by fast, actually, yes.
All right, so James Lott Jr., tell everybody where they can find you other than after this
Yes,
on
after
GH
this.
Report, and then after that on Y&R, and then after that on Bold the Beautiful, and then after that on Breakdown, and after that on this, and after that on this.
Oh my God.
I didn't think it. The sugar's sinking in. The sugar's sinking in. You follow me. Just follow me at James Lott Jr. Go to my YouTube channel. Subscribe there. Actually, all my videos on here and out my other life are on there. So it's JLJ Media on YouTube.
Okay, yeah. I actually keep saying that I'm going to do that too, is
You should.
start building
You'll love it.
YouTube page. I actually tweeted out a whole bunch of YouTube videos
Okay,
yesterday,
yes, you
and
did.
I noticed that I got some
Yes.
subscribers.
Yes.
So I was like, I need to do that more often.
should.
So
You
I'm
should.
going to try and maybe we can talk one day when we're driving in, and you can tell me how to move everything
Okay,
over there.
I'll do that.
And then you can find me on Instagram and Twitter, Lorraine Love, Lorayne Love. I am on Facebook, the Mark J. Freeman / Facebook, the Mark J. Freeman, or Lorraine Love. I have two fan pages, so whichever one, I do try to kind of post to both. So feel free to do that. I will be on at 6 o'clock in another 30 minutes to do RuPaul's Drag Race. And you'll be on next.
We're on next. I love
Who's
you
your
guys.
guest?
My guest is Chloe. She plays Nell. So you want to stay tuned for her.
Stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and thank you to everybody who called in.
Yes.
Carolyn, Mike from Hollywood, Christy, Jacob, and Lonnie. Thank you so much. We love you all.
We love you guys.
Mwah. Peace out.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.